first off, a few quick thank yous. Want to thank the men and women of the Boston Parks and Recreation Department who take care of this park every day, including Chris Lee, who's our area superintendent. So if we give Chris Lee a shout out with all of his crews, very grateful for all the work they do. Obviously, all of our partner organizations that are here represented in the coffee hour. I'm sure the mayor of Boston will get into that very soon, but we're very, very grateful to be here at Fallon Field. This was a long community process, and as I said, a lot of different folks were involved, and certainly Roslindale Wants to Play, who we'll hear from in just a moment. But we couldn't be happier to be here today, and it gives me great pleasure to introduce you to someone who's been a champion for open spaces all over the city of Boston, but especially here in Roslindale with this opening today here at Fallon Field. And starting next week or the week after, we're going to begin construction on Healy Field. So that'll be finished roughly pretty quickly. We're excited about that. And of course, it was also the acquisition at the direction of the mayor in partnership with Roslindale Wants to Play of the Mount Hope parcel over on Hyde Park Ave to add more play value to the city. And then again, his foresight in looking at strategic partnerships and being able to bring a play structure that was actually piloted on City Hall Plaza, which is being installed at Pagel Playground later this month. So all in all, the mayor's really listened to the Roslindale community for adding play value for all the members of the community, especially our young children. It gives me great pleasure to introduce to you the mayor of Boston, Martin J. Walsh.
Thank you very much, Chris. Come on up here, elected officials. I want the elected officials up here because this is a true partnership here with all of us and the work that we do every single day. I want to thank them for being here today. I want to thank Chris and the Parks Department for their great work here. I want to thank the elected officials behind this. I want to thank Matt O'Malley, City Councilor Matt O'Malley, City Councilor Timmy McCarthy, and City Councilor Nisha Sabi George, not just for them being here, but also for working to allocate this money in the budget to redo this park. So I want to thank you very much for being here with us today. I also want to thank Representative Liz Malia and Senator Mike Rush for their partnership and friendship as well. This, as I said earlier, it truly is a collaboration. Fallon Field, it's nearly $1 million renovation to this field. We have the first spray park in Roslindale, new playground equipment. I remember, you know, the first, and the spray park is going to be great. And a lot of people, I don't know if there's any controversy around the spray park. Sometimes there is. But when it's 90 degrees out and the kids in our city who don't have the luxury of going down Cape Cod can come to a park and get cool, that's what it's all about. So we're excited about that. We're also excited about the new playground equipment here. And I want to thank the community for your advocacy in pushing to make sure that this park gets everything it deserves. And we're going to continue to do that. I know that, just real quickly, in the investments we're making in Roslindale over the course of this budget, we're doing another $665,000 renovation in Healy Field, which is beginning this month.
All right.
$822,000 Sunday school playground. South and Bussey Street redesign, and we're working towards the Vision Zero. So finally, we did a walk around and people grabbed me, and we just drove down it today saying we got to do something there. I know the city and the state collaborate down the bottom there, so we got to work on that. I know that there's been some concern. We had some activity in this park over the weekend, and I talked to the commissioner and the captain, and we're working to make sure that we get the safety out in the neighborhood so people feel safe. People should not feel safe in their neighborhood, so we're going to continue to work on that. And I know that we have a lot of advocates for a lot of different issues here today, and I'm going to be around talking, but I just want you to know that we're committed to working collectively together to make sure that we continue to move our city forward, whether that's on bicycles, or whether that's on the environment, or whether that's on development in our neighborhood. So I want to thank the neighbors all for being here this morning and for coming out. And we're also joined today by a few other folks, so I'm not going to get everyone's name here, but we have the commissioner of the police department here with us. If you have any questions, Commissioner Evans. We have the commissioner from the executive director from the public health commissioner, Monica Valdez-Lupe, if you have any questions on public health. We have your own Robbie Consalvo, who is the chief of staff of the school department now. So if you have anything for Robbie. We have Sheila Dillon, chief of housing here. Thank you, Sheila. We have Buddy Christopher here from Inspectional Services. If you have any questions, we have a whole team from Inspectional Services. We have Joe Finn, the Commissioner of the Boston Fire Department, with us today. Thank you, Commissioner Finn. We have Mike Grove from Public Works with us today. Thank you, Michael. Any questions for Michael? We have Chris and his entire team from the Parks Department. Mike Saprizio from Boston Center for Youth and Family. So if you have a question about any issue regarding the city today, there is somebody here who can help you. So I just want to, again, thank the neighborhood for being here with us today. Thank you for being patient, and we're going to continue to make good investments in our neighborhoods as we continue to move forward here. I'm going to ask if any elected officials want to say a few words. Maybe I'll bring Tim McCarthy. Tim, you want to say? It's Timmy's district, so I'll bring Timmy up.
Yeah. It is. Yeah. Never turned down a chance to speak. I just want to tell everybody a little bit of the history of what happened here. You know, 3 years ago, Chris and Adam put together a report about Roslindale, about the parks and how they've been worn down and how there may not be as many as we need here in Roslindale. And I forwarded that report to Chris Cook and gave Chris a couple hours to read it, and I got a phone call right back from Chris Cook, and he said, let's take a walk. 2 or 3 days later, we did take a walk. We walked from here, looked at Fallon Field, walked through Adams Park, and walked right to Healy Field. And I will tell you that Mayor Walsh and this administration, and especially, you know, Chris Cook is awesome anyway, but we all know that. So how fast we turned this around was incredible. The money got put into the capital fund, and just 2.5 years later, we're cutting a ribbon. We all know it was kind of open last year anyway, but we're cutting a ribbon today. And I just want to tell you, that's the way the city of Boston works. That's the way the city council, working with the mayor, that's how it works. Working with our state officials, that's how it works. And I wish the team like this could go to Washington. Maybe we get some stuff done there too. So thanks very much.
I'll go with you.
Thank you very much, Councilor, and thank you as well for your advocacy. And that's important that, you know, you have city councilors and state representatives and state senators that fight on behalf of the community, and we are blessed. We have a great partnership, and we're going to continue to do great things. I'm going to ask State Representative Liz Malley if she would mind coming up for a couple seconds for a few words.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. I just have to say, there aren't a lot of places that you can go that you can find this kind of cooperation and connection with local government, state government, with residents, and, you know, people who will put their elbows to the wheel and push and end up with something like that. Now, I'm not sure I would survive a slide down that, but I know a lot of young people who are going to think that is the absolute greatest thing in the world, right? Am I right? To slide down there? Thank you all for your support, but thank you especially to the mayor and to the city council for the incredible partnership here. And I'm waiting for the day we'll be doing a little, I just heard good news from the mayor, we'll be doing a little more work over on Healy Field. So it makes the lives of a lot of our youngest constituents absolutely much better. So thank you.
And we're going to ask, we're going to have City Councilor Matt O'Malley say a couple words. He doesn't technically have the park, but he's claiming the hockey rink up top, and he's right across the street. So him and Tim McCarthy are going to play a one-on-one hockey game or basketball or something later on to see whose park this is. So.
Sadly, my money's on Tim in that matchup. It's funny, Mayor. I did play. I played Parkway Little League as a kid, and we would practice at this field. We'd practice at Fallon Field, and just to see how different it is 30 years later, and because of your leadership, Tim McCarthy's leadership, obviously Roslindale wants to play. So many people that are part of this incredible day. It's just a remarkable thing, and it's always great to be with our neighbors, our host neighborhood association, Lana, and Rob Orthman's here, the president of Lana. I saw Ned Friedman, the executive director of the Arnold Arboretum, who does great work. And perhaps most importantly for me, in the back, she just came in, my aunt, Maureen Rodriguez, who's lived on Coniston Road her whole life. Today is her birthday, so I wanted to say happy birthday, Aunt Marie. Thank you very much. Great to be with all of you guys.
We'll get some kids up here for the cut.
Yeah, absolutely. So, folks, a few more quick thank yous. First off, I want to thank our project manager from the Parks Department who worked on this, Kathy Baker Eclipse. Kathy, very grateful for all your work and the work that you're doing at Healy Playground as well. And I want to thank the amazing design team at Weston Sampson, but in particular the superstar Sherry Ruane right there. Sherry, we're very grateful for everything you do and the visionary approach that you took with Fallon. It was really remarkable. She pushed us. And if anyone who saw the site was active throughout the entire construction process, and that was because of D'Alessandro Construction. So if you give them a round of applause, they were very good partnering with the community. And there were a lot of community parks. It takes a big community to make a park, but there's no bigger contributor than that than Roslindale Wants to Play, the organization that Councilor McCarthy and the mayor referenced earlier. And so we're very grateful to be joined here today by Adam Rogroff and Chris Kollett. And just to let you know, they're not done. They continue to advocate for more spaces in Roslindale, and we're very grateful for that. So here to say a few words on behalf of Roslindale Wants to Play is Chris Kollett.
All right, hi everyone. So Tim already said a lot of what I was going to say, so you get a shorter speech from me, so lucky you. I do just want to say, you know, a few years ago when we first started looking at whether we thought Roslindale was well served by play areas, and we put together our report and we started our email campaign, we really didn't know what kind of response we were going to receive from the city. And it's really been a really rewarding process for us. You know, as Councilor McCarthy said, the very first meeting we had with anyone from the Parks Department was with Commissioner Cook and Tim McCarthy and people from Tim's office. Lee Blasey was there. And we came in ready to make our case really strongly, and what we heard from Chris Cook was, we agree with you. He was really excited to see that there was a group of community members interested in improving play opportunities in Roslindale. And I think I can speak for Adam when I say that we really deeply appreciate that. And that has been the case throughout the process. One of my favorite emails I got from Kathy Baker Eclipse, who was the project manager. I kept pestering her for details because as I was documenting the design process, I wanted to make sure I got the details right, and I apologized to her for pestering her. And her response, she sent me an email back almost right away, and she said, you know, for engaged community members, this is no problem at all. We're happy to get your emails, and that's really been how it's gone for us. So I just, on behalf of Adam and myself and the entire community, I want to say thank you to everybody standing behind me, I guess. And the other thing I want to say is, you know, this park has been open for a little while, and we've started to see some feedback. And the day that the park was first opened to the public was a real day of celebration in Roslindale. And that day and for the few weeks after that, we saw a lot of very positive feedback come in. And I can have Adam hand me this here. We actually captured... We actually captured a lot of the feedback we were seeing online, and we put it together into a sort of a thank you card here. So I hope everyone will come up here and take a look at these. Everything you're seeing on this card, all these pictures, all of the text, this is all feedback directly from the community that came into our Facebook group as part of our social media campaign. We really appreciate this playground. We're going to keep going. There's more work to be done on play opportunities in Roslindale, and we're going to be right in the middle of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Chris. Appreciate that. So just a few more quick announcements, if you bear with me, before the big moment of the ribbon cutting. On August 9th, we're having a movie right here at Fallon Field. On August 9th, it's Sing. If anyone's seen Sing, it's awesome. Bring the kids. We're going to have a great time. On July 27th at Adams Park, we're going to have a Berkeley Jazz concert, so make sure you join us on July 27th for the Berkeley concert. I want to thank Whole Foods and Dunkin' Donuts for sponsoring this morning. Very, very grateful for their partnership with that. And I also want to thank, again, all of our city agencies who came here for the coffee hour / opening. And especially want to give a shout out to our Greenovate folks. And they're actually giving away energy efficient light bulbs as part of the Climate Ready Boston initiative. So make sure that you take advantage of that. But right now, this is the important part. Anyone who's young needs to come up and join us for the ribbon cutting.
3, 2, 1. Oh, it's open. Nice job.